The peak is just right up there. There's a big storm coming in apparently. And so it's looking a little bit overcast. So let's hope that we don't see any of that. And it is cold and blowing. Pretty rough and go for a second there. There was big tolls of lightning that came out of nowhere and the clouds just rolled in. Good morning. So Kailani and I are on our way to ski Santa Fe to hike up to the top of Mt Baldy, which is the closest mountain that we have available to us. I think it's somewhere around, I don't know, 12,000 feet, something like that. So we have just prepared our sandwiches and we're about to hop in the car. So I will see you guys at the base of the mountain. Just trying to find some healthy snacks for our hike. We got chili rocas, whatever the heck these are. Kailani, what did you get? Ah, puffed Cheez-Its. We made it up to the mountains. Now then you gotta put your shoes on. And then we are going up. Well, you can't see it, but we're going way, 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 way that way. The beginning of this hike is definitely, that's definitely the steepest and the least scenic. It's not right, Kailani. She's focused. Well, I think it's time to have breakfast. And it looks like we're gonna be joined by some camp robbers, which are just the sweetest little birds. Maybe we can even get this little guy to just eat right out of our hands. You see how okay they are with people because they're just so used to robbing camps. This was actually the first hike I ever did when I was a little kid. My mom strapped me to one of those little backpacks and she would take me up here. Good for Ma, going on hikes. We're an hour and 15 minutes since leaving the parking lot, and we are at the turnoff point for Nambe Lake. And so that is this right here in this sign. Nambe Lake is that away, and we are going to continue down that away. And Nambe Lake is kind of like more of a huge scramble for maybe an hour, and you're at the lake, whereas we still have maybe 4-5 miles of easy hiking to go to before we have to start going up the side of Baldy. So that's where that is, if you are interested in doing this hike yourself. We are just seeing the first glimpses of the mountain we're going to, Mt Baldy. And if you can see through the trees, the peak is just right up there. So we still have a ways to go before we're even close to the trail to get to the top, but there she is. Really hurting where that wasp stung her, but we found some yarrow here, and we're gonna chew some up and use it as a poultice. All right, we're coming out of that really dark and mossy wooded area to more of an alpine meadowy space, and it's gonna stay pretty similar to this for the rest of the time that we're out here. And this is an awesome place to just take a stop and have a picnic. And there's a couple people doing that over here and over there. And these trails are super well marked. And I think that if we wanted to keep going that way, we would go back down under. And if we're going this way, this is the way to Santa Fe Baldy and to Lake Catherine. So we are gonna be going this way today. All right, we're just coming up to our first ridge line where we're gonna hop onto the Skyline Trail and continue up to the top of Baldy. But there's a big storm coming in apparently. And so it's looking a little bit overcast. So let's hope that we don't see any of that. But let's just walk over and up to the top of this ridge line and see the Pecos Wilderness, which just keeps going back all the way down through Pecos. Here's where we are right now. And this ridge line right around here is where we're gonna be hiking for the next hour. But I think once we get to the top here, we're gonna do a little sandwich break and just soak in all these views up here. It's the most New Mexican signpost that I've ever seen. I think there used to be a sign here, but now there's just a big cow skull. This is the Skyline Trail going up to the top of Baldy, and Lake Catherine is there up in that little dip. And here is the Pecos Wilderness. And you can actually hike all the way from Pecos, which is down there where we live, and you can come up here and take these ridgeline trails all the way to Santa Fe. All right, so these are the sandwiches we made this morning. Let's see if we can open that up. Classic hiking food. We got ham, Swiss cheese, mustard, relish, and veganese, because this is the most vegan sandwich you've ever seen in your life. Let's have a bite. 10 out of 10. Over there is where you hike to go to Nambe Lake, and you can go up to the top of that peak as well. And that is a much shorter hike, but we had to go all the way around the bowl, so that's why it just took us a little bit longer to get over here. I think it's turning into maybe an 8 or 9 hour hiking day.
We are almost at the top of this hike over here, at the top of Mt Baldy. We just have a little farther to go, and it is just downpouring this little white hail. I'll show you Kailani's hair. Look at that. We're just getting drenched, but it looks like it's just pouring rain where we have to walk home. So I don't know how much filming we'll be able to get done on the way back, but here we are, and it is beautiful. I'm gonna flip you around so you can see where we're going here. All right, we made it to the top, and it is cold and blowing. And absolutely gorgeous and spectacular. This is the Pecos side, down over here. Here is the big kind of cairn at the summit. And down there is Santa Fe in Albuquerque. And I bet you would never guess it from town right now, because it's probably in the 80s and sunny and beautiful, but it is just a winter wonderland up here already. And I can show you down here the lake, which is not here. I guess maybe we're on the wrong side to see the lake. It must be one over. But I will show you the view anyways. And that is the view from the peak. There's that ridge line that we just walked across. We had lunch right down there in that area. It's gonna be quite the doozy getting back down, huh, Kailani? Okay, we found the lake. It was one more ridge over. There it is, Lake Catherine. Not the biggest lake in the whole world, but quite beautiful. And here we are, maybe a 2-minute walk from the top. And what you can also do is you can hike down there to the lake and then hike all the way up on this ridge through here. Yeah, and you can see way down there, I don't know if I'm actually pointing to it, but Stewart Lake, which is another lake up here. And you know, you tell a lot of people you're from New Mexico, and then you show them something like this, and they don't believe you ever. All right, so we're just gonna hang out up here, maybe have a little snack. Again, maybe not. I mean, look, it's just beautiful and sunny down there. And then we're gonna go down. So probably not so much filming on the way down, but see you around. All right, so we just made it down off of the peak of the mountain, and it was pretty rough and go for a second there. There was big tolls of lightning that came out of nowhere, and the clouds just rolled in. But now we're down here, and we can see that the rain is just like coming right at us. It's not raining as much as it has been anymore, but it was just pouring for the last 2 hours. I couldn't even get my phone out of my pocket. It's been so wet. But now it looks like it's starting to clear up, and the forest has just taken on a totally different persona. The aspen bark has turned this really beautiful green color where it's been wet. I don't know if you can tell, but look at this. It's green. And all of the moss and just all of the plant life is just totally taking on a totally different color, and you can tell everything is still just so full of life, even though we're right on the cusp of the season here. So we've been very lucky to have kind of this whole assortment of different colors today.
All right, and just like that, we are back in the parking lot. Made it in one piece. I think that now it's time for a bath and some tea and to just chill out for the rest of the day. That was 7 hours and 41 minutes of hiking, and we went 15.4 miles. And I think the summit's something like 12,000 something feet. So there you go. Thanks for hanging out with us while we did that, and see you in the next one. All right, we forgot some water, so we're just stopping in the All Subs. Let's see if we can find Kailani in here.
Right now, All Subs Rewards members can get 3
Monster.
What is this?
That's
The
all.
water?
That's All Subs Plus. Hydrating.